Let me get myself acclimated here. Welcome back to season 3 of the diaries, and I have to be honest, I hate that I'm even doing an introduction because I was watching some of my old footage and the authenticity of it, you know, there was no entry because I was just opening my computer to just come and cry and vent and kind of, you know, today I don't want to cry, but I do want to vent, you know. Life has been going so fast, like so rapid. Things are happening one after another. My career has skyrocketed and I am so blessed, as I say in every diary, and so grateful. It is overwhelming. It's a lot to handle. Being self-employed is extremely hard, especially when you have to juggle the schedule of, you know, a mom and a business. It's very hard, and you want to compensate and be there and, you know, take care of every mom moment and attend to every board meeting, and it becomes a lot, and you have deadlines that you have to meet, and you cannot social media for a few hours and bullshit on your phone because you have a scheduled timeline, and that's your job because you're self-employed. You cannot count on anybody to hold you accountable for a clock in, you know what I mean? So it's really, really hard and overwhelming sometimes because to stay committed, it takes a lot out of you. I even want to talk about commitment today because the word commitment just hits me on so many different levels. So let's talk about commitment with the diaries, because I was supposed to release season 3 in February. I had such a hard time with this season. Now that I have an audience viewing me and I'm aware of this audience that's viewing me, I'm kind of like trying to decipher between which content I want to bring. Am I going to be ratchet today? Am I going to be righteous today? Am I going to be, you know what I mean? And I just had to realize that this diary is about nobody else but me. And I looked back to my old diaries and I realized how much I've healed just because I turned my camera on. And I didn't know that this footage would be released, and I didn't know that I would be using it on YouTube and wanting to inspire other women by it. But I did know that I wanted to be better, and I did know that I was going to be better by doing it for some odd reason. And I mentioned that in my diary. So this season was really hard, struggling, because I was like, oh my God, what do I talk about? Do I talk about what I'm really going through? Do I talk about the stress? Do I talk about my fucked up anxiety? Do I talk about, you know, what I'm still going through with Cayenne's dad? Do they still want to hear that? And it wasn't about whether you guys want to hear it. No pun intended, not to be rude, but it was about, am I healing from this shit? What am I'm going through it. I've obviously talked about it. Am I healing? Am I growing? Am I learning? Now, my career is one sector. My personal life is another. So I spoke about that word commitment. So here I am committing to thy diaries. Welcome me back. Give me a little Birdman hand clap for that. You know, just warm welcome me back, because I really this shit took a lot out of me, because Framed by TT was sucking me fucking dry, and I hate to curse, but it is what it is. Sucking me blood, sucking me blood dry. Okay, so this, I was like, oh, I don't got nothing left, Jesus. What they gonna take my soul, and I'm gonna be out in the streets. I'm gonna have nothing else, and you know what I'm gonna do, Jesus. But Jesus is like, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, this is your calling. This is what you've been doing. This is how you heal, T. So record yourself. If you choose to release it, release it. If not, this shit is good for you. So here I am. Commitment. I'm having a hard time with, no, let me, I am not having a hard time with commitment. I have realized in the past that I did have a hard time with commitment. Currently, at the moment, what I've chosen to commit to was my work. And I've recently kind of branched out and trying to say a little something. I want to, I'd like to go out on a date. It's been a long time. I'm not going to tell you how long, but a really long time, like close to a year. I just really kind of went hiatus on the whole date thing, and I discussed it before. Maybe I didn't get too deep in it. After season 2 ended, that was the whole London thing. The most amazing thing about my journey is I got to see and reflect and watch, my feelings, and I thought, wow, that was excitement, and wow, those feelings were just so amazing. I thought watching my footage from that was like, wow. As much as people watching it was like, damn, he was fucked up. That was messed up what he did. That was messed up what happened. Yeah, it was, but I mean, look at me now. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I grew so much from that. Like, I wasn't even prepared at that point in my journey to commit to him or anything. And so I'm trying to commit to the idea of dating. I really am trying to commit to, put myself out there. But I have recently rediscovered dating. And I say I rediscovered dating because I'm going to date much differently now. I think back then I was dating with negative vibes. And I'll say this, okay? So, like, I was positive about whatever was to come of the experience. I was going into it just with a negative, like, pre-notion. You know what I mean? Like, not that I thought that the guy was going to do anything wrong, because 9 times out of 10 we had a really good time. If I did go on a date, I had a good time majority. The times that I didn't, it was some inappropriate bullshit that went down and I had to check a nigga. Excuse my language. I had to learn to kind of just step back from it. I decided to step back from it, and I was like, wash my hands. But once I went into research more about who I am as a woman, I realized, Tanisha, you need to date differently. There are certain men of a certain caliber that you should be looking for, but you also need to make certain changes within yourself to adjust, what you want. You are what you attract kind of theory, So, I just kind of been getting my feet wet with the dating again. I haven't been on an official date yet, but I have been out and socializing, which is good because I've literally that been on my computer under a rock, mom mode. You know what I mean? Like, boom, 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 and it's really gotten bad. People may be like, she's bugging, she's not telling the truth, because on her Instagram, don't believe the hype. If I post a picture, I was there. That doesn't mean I was any less tired, exhausted from motherhood. You don't know what actually goes on, and that's another thing, right? So I was struggling with this diary series because social media has really influenced a lot of things today in the world. So many good things, so many bad things. But what it does do, most definitely, is give people a platform to publicly judge and have an opinion of whatever you display. Bottom line, right? Soon as you post that picture, you are now allowing a platform for people to give an opinion about what you post. That's just how this cruel world of social media works. I'm going to say cruel world because I think everybody deserves an opinion, obviously. You know what I mean? Everybody's completely entitled to that. Do I believe that everybody's skin is tough enough to receive everybody's individual opinion about their children, about their husbands, about their homes, about their mothers, about their big vault? Like, I think that's excessive and invasive. I think it's a bit much, to be honest. So when I take on my social media, I take it on with knowing that I am comfortable with who I am. And maybe many people have this approach as I do. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm confident in who I am. And this may sound so not humble, but I'm going to just say it and be frankly honest. I work damn hard. I'm a good mom. I don't owe nobody shit. Okay? I'm not doing anything to diminish my character. I am doing something noble that, you know, I'm trying to leave a legacy, basically. And at the end of the day, social media can be such a nasty place, man. It really can. Like, you know, I'm one of those, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I'm a comment troller because I really want to see how opinionated people really are on social media. Like, ooh, you know, I'm one of those people like, whoa, like, oh, she said that, you know, like, even if you thought it, because yes, we all have thoughts, we all have opinions. The fact that you publicly said it, and like it was like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? Like, people, all I can say is you really have to be confident when you're approaching your social media. I constantly tell my friends, when it comes to my business and social media, it's really hard for me. It's really challenging because I have been doing this since I was 19 years old. I have been in the optic field since I was 19. So for me to have to go on social media, and yes, it's an amazing marketing tool, but let me take a sip for a second. These social media like successors and these success stories that have surfaced have now given major inspiration to a lot of people, which is amazing. But I feel as though sometimes it can conflict with the real realities that entrepreneurs do face outside of social media. And a lot of social media, anything excessive, you know, fried chicken excessively can kill you. So, but anything excessively used can really be damaging. And I feel like social media has taken away real life socialization skills. Like, legit. I remember going to Atlanta. I'm on tour with Frame by TT. We'll get into that. Needless to say that we went to one spot, and I'm a dancer. Y'all know I be getting low. I'm trying to dance up, and it's like everybody's on their phone. And I was like, wow, like nobody's really social. So that was really disturbing to me because there were so many beautiful women. Here's another thing I don't understand, okay? This is the diaries. I'm going to keep it real. Ladies, okay, this is for you. We spend countless hours getting dressed, hair, makeup, shoes that be hurting sometimes, okay? Accessorize, you know, get your little glitz and glam, your little body butter, your perfume. We do all of that to come to the club to be on your phone. Like, I was just so confused. Now, here's another thing I have a problem with, okay? And I think as I hang out with new women ask me this a lot, and I'm like, okay, so here's my logic behind it. So what I get asked a lot is, Tanisha, why are you so friendly? Why you talk to every guy? Why you talk to every... Who am I to judge everybody? Like, who am I? I'm not God. I'm not going to judge somebody before they give me a reason not to mess with them. That's not not my MO. I don't go around just not messing with, like, for what? There are people, obviously, who I have a selective opinion about because I have reason to, because something occurred that, you know, the feelings are warranted. And I hold people accountable for the way that they treat me. So, yeah, of course there's people I don't vibe with. But, like, to just be snobbish, I'm at the club, you're at the club, we're out. You know what I mean? And I'm dressed to kill. And some guy comes up to me. Now, maybe I don't fancy him. Maybe I don't find him so handsome. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't find me attractive. I put in work, boo-boo. Okay? I look nice. He is complimenting me on that. How dare I? How rude am I to be like, get away from me. Listen, I'm here. He's here. Thank you. I don't got to take it far. I don't got to exchange numbers. I don't got to do the most. And even if I did exchange a number and I wasn't feeling him, you could blacklist him. As shady as it sounds, you made his entire fucking night. And that was it. You dressed to kill, lady in the blue dress, and he was on you. Whether you liked him or not, he strokes your ego because you looked amazing. You gave him your number, vice versa, whatever, and you made his night. Your heart should feel full because you gave for the night. And you received because it's a blessing for somebody to compliment you on all your hard work. That's how I take it. So maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I live a happy life. I don't discriminate. I don't, you know, and that doesn't mean I'm going to date him. That doesn't mean I'm going to call him. Like I said, my block list is super heavy, but you know, it's nice to be nice. Even if it's for the moment, because you just never know, honestly. You never know how influential that little moment can be in somebody's world. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Sue me. That's that. Let's talk about Framed by TT. Let's get into Framed by TT. She literally has grown. She spread her wings. And she's flying away. Like, she's literally taken off. So right now we are on the Framed by TT 6-city takeoff tour. I am like, I don't want to say excited because I always say excited in my diaries. I'm going to say everything I feel, okay? I am nervous. I am shocked. And I say I'm shocked because my dreams are coming true. Like, I never I never thought, man. I just never thought my dreams would come true. I am nervous because I'm going to a lot of new places. Places I haven't been before. Meeting people I haven't seen, which I'm pretty good at, but it is nerve-wracking, you know what I mean? Because this is work related. It's not a fun, friendly, always environment. There is business that is involved. So my position is very different, even though I'm so playful, I have to be, I know y'all are like, she's retarded. I have to be a certain caliber of woman when I am handling business. As ratchet as I am, you know, playful and stuff, when I am in an environment that calls for Miss Middleton to be present, she is. To everybody, to all of my friends, all of my extended family, like everybody who's ever supported me, thank you. My support system runs so deep. It's so loyal. It's so genuine. It's so rare to me that these people are watching me grow. Some of these people are watching me who haven't known me from like the grade. You know what I mean? So for them to watch me grow as I'm growing and I'm watching myself grow is just like so cool to me, honestly. Cayenne. I haven't spoken about my baby in a while. He's doing really well. Cayenne is doing amazing. I want you guys to know that single parenting is not easy on any levels for single dads, for single mothers, for single anybody. It's just not easy. Again, I thank my support system because I'm truly blessed with it. things with his dad and I are super up and down. There are days that we could be copacetic and coexist, and then there's days that the lack of communication and the lack of respect obviously becomes a problem. Cayenne is getting older. He is getting a lot more aware of the dynamic of certain things that are said, certain things that are done. There is nothing left for me to do. Excuse me. There's nothing left for me to do. At this point, my goal is for him to try to sustain a relationship with his father for as long as it's healthy for the both of them. And that for me matters. Every boy needs their dad. I never take him away from him. I think that, again, not that I think, I know, the lack of communication and the disrespect. I think you guys all know how I am when it comes to disrespect. I can't. No. Hell no. Okay? I can't. I work too hard. I am selfless when it comes to me being a parent. So, no. I've earned every right to stand my ground firmly. So that's where I'm at peace. And again, that for me, that's no tension. There is no back and forth. There is no riffraff. There is no, I just disengage, because at the end of the day, I don't have to engage. My baby's getting older. You know what I mean? So for those who are going through it like I was going through it, my best advice at this point is to pray on it and disengage, because the more you combat it, the more you go at it, the more it's just ammunition for them it's ammunition for those who are seeking to disturb your peace, and they win. You know what I mean? So don't give it to them. Honestly, it disturbs their peace when you don't give it to them. That's generally how it works. So Cayenne's doing amazing. School, ball. He's getting tall as hell. Eating me out of house and home. I'm gonna have to send him to a soup kitchen. No, I'm just kidding. But it's so funny raising a boy. It's so fun. It's a lot of fun raising Cayenne, because we get to do the coolest things. Over the last few weeks, I've been realizing, over the last few weeks, I have realized that I've been through some pretty effed up stuff. You know what I mean? And when I say effed up stuff, I meant relationships and the whole dating thing and trying to really commit to this whole thing. I want to talk about something that I've chosen to practice along the journey, just honestly, subconsciously, and I want to tell you why. So, along this journey, somewhere along the line 9 months ago, I said to myself, alright, that's it. I'm locking up the cookies, and I am not throwing away the key, but I'm tucking it under my pillow. You know what I mean? And you got to get to my pillow to get to the cookie. You know what I mean? So I decided to start practicing celibacy. Now, it was so like subconscious, because it was what my verbiage was, and I'm gonna keep it all the way real. It was like, I'm so tired of screwing these guys. I'm so tired. And it wasn't that I was screwing a plethora of men, but it was like I was giving unto myself to men who were not worthy of me at all. Like, they were more of a nuisance and a headache than they were an additive of anything positive. And it's not to say that they were negative, but it was just like they weren't for me. And sometimes I do that. You know, sometimes we do things out of boredom. Sometimes we entertain relationships because we don't want to be alone. And I didn't have a committed relationship. I've been single for a long time. But I did entertain things that were meaningless, that were BS, and were not sufficient of my damn time. Okay? So I locked the cookie up, and the cookie has been locked up, and now the stock value goes up on the cookie, right? We don't know what the cookie is, right? Okay. It is not only about the cookie, it's really about me as a woman. I just want to preserve certain things because a certain man deserves a certain something. And I am a certain woman and I deserve a certain something, and he doesn't have to necessarily preserve himself from me, because to be honest, it's not really in a man's nature. Not to say it's impossible, but it's not generally their first sense of nature. But I am happy with my decision. I'm completely satisfied. I feel so aware of the power that we possess, and it's not something that is to dominate, but it's really to set a standard, because I'm not going to accept less than, and I'm not going to get swindled of that because it's not coming out the cookie jar. You know what I mean? So I get to play the game, the dating game, if you will, and see how it pans out without just being so blah. Here you go, boom. Here's all the wifely stuff right here on the little plate that you didn't earn yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm over it. Like, the kind of woman that I am, the kind of things that I'm going to give, and when I say things, I don't even mean just monetary. I mean the kind of essentials, the kind of rib that I intend to be for my husband. I'm not giving up the cookie out the cookie jar for somebody who's just not deserving. And you know, I think that right there is a standard in itself. I know that's a standard in itself. So yeah, that's what we are with dating. I wanted to kind of like give you details and fill you in, because I know I be leaving you without sometimes, and I see y'all be thumbs down in me. Y'all ain't gonna like everything. I'm not gonna spill the juice every damn diary. Some diaries are gonna be bland because they're bland, okay? You're not gonna like it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not going through as much that day. Maybe I'm having a good day. Maybe I want to celebrate life and you want me to cry. You know what I'm saying? I see your thumbs down. Alright, let me go. As always, live, laugh, love, and pray. Next time, guys.